Greetings and welcome back to Doctor Who Revisited, where I go through every single episode of Doctor Who from 1963 all the way up to 2024 and review them. And now we are on to The Green Death, the season finale of Tom Baker's second season. And oh boy, an interesting one. So yeah, right off the bat, let me just put it right here. Put it all right on the table. Plants that eat people. Okay, that's terrifying. That's scary. And what a way to end a season on. So yeah, starting us off. The Doctor's back on Earth apparently, and working with units. And this is kind of another one of those attempts to have a Doctor Who unit story without unit, or rather, without the Brigadier and without the regular crew that we're familiar with. I mean, case in point, Benton doesn't show up, even Harry doesn't show up. They showed up in the Android Invasion a couple of episodes ago, but not in this one. So, yeah, this is kind of, I would say, the last remnant of what we know to be the unit era. It's been a good run. It's been a very good run of several years in Doctor Who. But from now on, Doctor Who's just gonna have to start, getting used to working without unit. So yeah, but I did appreciate that they had some presence in this episode, or at least they tried to give unit some presence. Episode kind of starts off in the Arctic, and this has nothing to do with the 10th planet or any other storyline that takes place in the Arctic. It's a completely different thing, and there's these seed pods that apparently landed there years ago, who knows how many years ago, and they start infecting people, and those people who are infected, gradually over time, they start becoming plants, because that's a thing now. And this, of course, introduces us to a new villain from Doctor Who, the Crinoids. Basically, they're just plant-based creatures that travel through the universe in seed pods, landing on a particular planet where there's flesh and blood creatures, infect them. Eventually, after gradually over time, they take over them, become them, and then they start devouring the rest of the population and just, move on to the next planet. Cool idea. Well, I like the idea. Very scary. Very works for Doctor Who villain. It's been utilized very effectively. I'd say in other material. It's been used in Big Finish. It's been used in books here and there. But yeah, shameful and sadly didn't really show up on the TV show ever again. But I will say, I love the makeup work in this episode. I love the makeup, the prosthetics, what they did with the infected people, and how you can slowly start to see the plant side taking over the human side. Now, obviously, it's fake, it's makeup, but I think it looks really cool. It looks really good, and it gets better the more the infected part takes over the body. As for the costume, great way to save on money, Doctor Who. Just take the old Axon costumes that you used a couple of years ago and spray paint them green, and boom, new alien, new monster to use for Doctor Who. That's a very clever way of reusing old costumes. It's a very cost-effective method, and I like it. I like it a lot. And then they made, of course, obviously made a completely new and original costume for the fully grown Crinoid that we see kind of towards the end. So yeah, love the way the Crinoids look, love the way the makeup works, and love the concept of the Crinoids. And I really do love the Doctor's humor in this episode. The Doctor's humor is on full display all throughout the episode. Humor at a time of crisis, at a time of stress, even at gunpoint at times. And I love how he manages to find ways of breaking away from this humor mode to serious mode, and then back to humor mode and back to serious mode at the drop of a hat. This is one of the things that Tom Baker was so good at when he was the Doctor. This is one of the aspects that make his Doctor one of the best, and that is why we love him, myself especially. And I really do enjoy his relationship with Sarah Jane. Of course, this is the episode where he says it out loud. Have you met Miss Smith? She's my best friend. I love that line. Now let's talk about the villain. I already forgot his name. That's how much of an impact his name had on me, but the main bad guy, the rich guy with the mansion. So this guy, he's crazy. Like, I mean, okay, I get it. You like plants. You are very eco-friendly. I get that. What is it about eco-friendly people that just makes them crazy? Especially, what is it about that makes them such great villains? I wonder that. But the guy's basically Poison Ivy without the sex appeal, is what I can say. I mean, he talks to plants, he feels plants, he wants to become a plant. Later, towards the end of the episode, he kind of controls plants in a way. So yeah, this guy is obsessed with plants. Like I said, Poison Ivy without the overwhelming sex appeal. So yeah, basically just a poor man's Poison Ivy in a way. But I do like how they decorated his mansion and the place he lives in with all these plants. I really did think that it helped with the scenery. It helped sell, not only to sell the guy's Mechlomania, but also the main point of this episode of yeah, if we're not careful, nature's gonna kill us. Nature's gonna catch up to us, and we gotta be prepared for that. So yeah, and also, I mean, the guy's got a machine that basically grinds up anything you throw at it and turns it into fertilizer, including humans. And he literally throws humans into that machine, grinds them up, and turns them into fertilizer for his garden. And that's kind of what happens to him at the end of the serial. I don't know if it's just desserts, but I mean, the guy had it coming, and the guy kind of wanted to contribute to helping plants grow, and he did, sort of, before they blew up his mansion. But yeah, that's it for that guy. The henchman character, Scorby, is one of my favorite single henchman characters from any Doctor Who episode. This is what, even though the male Poison Ivy guy is the main villain, I think Scorby is the See, I remember his name. That's how important this character is to me. At least that's the impression he made on me. Is he's the quintessential Doctor Who henchman. I said in the earlier reviews of this series how Warlord Tegana is, in my opinion, the quintessential Doctor Who bad guy, the Doctor Who villain. He would stop at nothing. He would let nothing stop him from achieving his ultimate goal. He'll pull out any stop. He'll come up with any contingency plan to every possible failure of any regular plan. This is Scorby. He's a survivor by any cost, and like he works for the highest bidder. Obviously, he's a mercenary. He'd work for whoever could pay him best. He's always thinking on his feet. He's always a rational psychopath, a rational villain, and that's what makes him such a terrifying, scary threat to the Doctor and to Sarah Jane. He basically just blows up the entire base in the Arctic and leaves Sarah Jane and the Doctor to die. And the guy doesn't really give up. He even teams up with the Doctor and Sarah Jane to try and stop one of the Krynoids at one point or another. And he makes it very clear that he'll turn on them the second it's convenient for him. So yeah, I really do love the character of Scorby in this episode, and I think this episode really has some of the better side characters, like the political bureaucrat guy who's kind of working for both sides, for the rich guy and for the government, and then there's the government official and the old artist lady in the episode. Really good side characters and sidekicks, I would say. But yeah, it's really just the main villain and Scorby that made the biggest impact on me in this episode. And yeah, I think that's about it. That's about all I can say for this episode. Obviously, I liked it, but wasn't too big on it. I think I liked the concept more than the episode itself. But yeah, that is it for me for now. Thank you for watching. Let me know what you think about this review and what you think about this episode, and I'll see you in the next season Goodbye for now. Hi there. Thank you for watching the video. And if you enjoyed it, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and tell your friends. I'll see you next time.